Hello, and welcome to VK Punk Wrestling. My name is Vin C Punk, and I will be your solo host tonight. Unfortunately, both of our other personalities were unavailable. You guys have met Casey and some of our previous videos. We also have another personality who's more remote. He doesn't live in the area. We're trying to find a more efficient way to get him onto the videos for his first video. So we're waiting on that, and that's going to happen sometime really soon, hopefully. Um, but today, you guys just get me, Vin C Punk. I won't have anyone to bounce stuff off of, and I won't get any different perspective on any of the topics. I'll just be giving my opinions and how I feel concerning the topics. And we're doing on today's show is our first episode of This Week in Preview, where we're just going to go through the whole week, what we know of it so far, and discuss and talk about things. A lot of times we may do these videos for individual shows. We may not always do a whole week at a time, but that's what we're doing today. So welcome to this week's first episode of This Week in Preview. Okay, so um, before I get started, I would like to go and give a shout out to our sponsor, CapGo Championship Belts. I'd like to apologize because the email on the final graphic of the last video was not the right one. I have updated this, and the one on the final graphic today is the proper one for CapGo Championship Belts. CapGo Championship Belts is an amazing company. They make some of the best wrestling merchandise. I mean that I've seen. I've got quite a few title belts from him, including these two. I think I have two other ones that I have not showed on camera yet, but he made both of these. This one is the IWGP Women's title. That is Casey's. And this is a custom NXT title with a colorful strap, kind of during the NXT 2.0 phase that I got from my son. It's a child size. It's obviously not as big as a real belt. But it's still really cool. He made this replica vest, which I got like Damian Priest's, except for, of course, we got our symbol here instead of the S that Damian had in his vest. And on the back side, it says Vin C Punk instead of Priest. So once again, go talk to these guys. All of their information will be in our final graphic and in the description below. For any wrestling needs or titles or anything you can think of, this guy makes a whole lot of stuff. Contact him for all of those. Okay. So please go and subscribe to our page as well. Hit the notification button to be aware of when our new videos go live. Give this video a thumbs up to help support our channel. We have plenty more videos to come, including previews and reviews of every Raw, SmackDown, and PLE on the main roster. We'll be doing a prediction video in a couple days for the Elimination Chamber coming up this weekend. It will involve all of our personalities. All three of us will be doing that. And of course, whoever wins or gets the most points based off how we do this will become the channel's first champion, which we are having our own championship belt made for the channel. CapGo is making that for us. We'll also be doing some original programming about different topics in wrestling. So go ahead, like, share, and subscribe to be notified when all of these videos will go live. So let's get right to it and break down tonight's Monday Night Raw. On the card tonight is a women's tag team championship match between Bianca Belair and Naomi and Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. This comes in the wake of the attack on Jade weeks ago. Since then, Jade has been absent. Naomi took the title. The story is like a whodunit mystery, but just not good. There was a video leak that showed Liv and Raquel kind of near it. And due to that video, Bianca and Naomi have vowed to take revenge on Liv and Raquel. I think this is a little murky. I don't think the video is definitive evidence that Liv and Raquel actually did this. But it has Liv and Raquel in it, and I definitely think that they should be more of a power duo. I think, before Raquel got injured, she seemed like she was getting a pretty good push, but since she's come back, not so much. Um, I would like to see the Judgment Day duo take the titles, but I don't know if it's going to happen here because I feel like the titles are going to play a big part in the Elimination Chamber this weekend, where both Bianca and Naomi are in the match. So, and I think that's going to lead to their downfall. A lot of people think that this match might, or the return of Jade might, but I think there's going to be a little bit of rivalry in the chamber, and that's going to start leading to where Jade does come back, and maybe Naomi finally turns heel. I mean, we'll see what happens. Once again, these are all just my opinions or ideas. I don't know anything for sure. Nothing has been leaked to me by anybody. um, I'm just running with my own mind. I've been watching wrestling for a long time, and sometimes I just is able to tell where the stories are going. All of the men's Elimination Chamber participants are expected to appear en route to the big event this weekend. Um, so we all know what's going to happen here. They'll probably all get into the ring, and it will erupt into a big brawl, and someone will stand tall in the end, and that will be the person you're supposed to believe is going to win the match, but of course it won't be. Going to be cool to see John Cena appear tonight. Uh, I don't know, nothing else big there. I think if I would have to guess, I would say Cena probably is the one that stands tall in this segment. The Elimination Chamber, we'll get to that in a little while later. Excuse me, a little bit later in the episode. So another match on tonight's card is Pete Dunne versus Ludwig Kaiser versus Penta in a triple threat match. There's been a story brewing here with Pete Dunne and Ludwig for a while, a couple weeks at least. Penta got thrown into it because he was in a match, and I can't remember. He was in a match with one of them, and the other one came and interrupted the match. So now they have Penta in a triple threat with both of them. Um, as far as this match goes, I don't see Penta losing. Pete Dunne, I'm a little disappointed that he's been made to be such a jobber lately. He hasn't been been winning very many of his matches, and I've been a big fan of Pete Dunne for a long time. Since he first did the NXT UK stuff, and he was their champion for a while. Um, really love that guy, and to see that he's just not really done anything on the main roster. And I know it's hard when you have so much talent and so much good talent, but I really like Pete Dunne. And Ludwig has definitely been making a name for himself with what he's been doing in the ring and how he's been getting out of the shadow of Gunther, which he's in for a very long time, especially just being like Gunther's announcer in the tag team underneath Gunther. But I really feel like Ludwig has come out and made something of himself where it comes to his solo run. But once again, Penta being in the match, um, Penta being the first one who is really going to be able to take the mantle that Rey Mysterio had as, you know, the Mexican American or the Mexican luchador who is like the face of that genre of fan. Like they tried to do it with Sin Cara. I think that didn't work out very well at all. I think they were looked like they were going to give Dragon Lee that push for a while, but that came to a very abrupt end. Even though Rey Mysterio himself said that Dragon Lee was the future of Lucha Libre. Um, so Penta to win this because I feel like he's still in the stage where you gotta keep him strong and you don't make him lose this early into his run, even though it's a triple threat, Penta still has to win. Rhea Ripley is scheduled to appear with a message for Io Sky before their title match on next week's Raw. I mean, I don't know. She's probably just gonna come out here and tear into Io the way that she does. Io is probably gonna come out and retaliate with some words, and they might end up in a brawl. They might just stare down. Who knows? But you get to see Rhea Ripley and Io Sky in a match next week, which is always very exciting. So next on tonight's card, they have advertised Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde of the LWO take on the New Day. After New Day attacked Rey Mysterio, the LWO took to the New Day in last week's show, sending the heel New Day running for cover to get away, which accumulates tonight in this match. I don't really have much to say on this at all because both teams are very underwhelming at this point. The New Day was getting very stale, and I think this idea to turn them heel was good, but I still don't think they're where they need to be. They're drawing a lot of heat. People won't let them talk. It's almost as bad as Dominic Mysterio. Even though when Dominic Mysterio's out there and they boo, you literally, it just sounds like nothing but boos. The New Day is kind of trying to get that kind of heat and acting like they are, but it's really not that bad. It's bad with Dominic Mysterio though. So I mean, the LWO also not very, exciting. They're great in ring, but there's not much of storyline in the place right now. So, I think you make the New Day win here, of course, because Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro definitely aren't going to do it. Um, but you make the New Day look strong, so that when they finally are defeated by somebody, it'll be pretty brutal. So, Gunther will also get a promo about the road to WrestleMania. With the WrestleMania match with main event Jey Uso looming, what will the ring general have to talk about? I'm not really sure. I feel like uh, Gunther has said a lot, especially about Jey. I think it's going to be a long few weeks until Mania when this feud actually, comes to its climax because it seems like they've already done so much, and how much more can Gunther really say about himself, and how much more can he really say about Jey? Um, it just seems like it's going to get very repetitive um, with the promos going back and forth, and we have all the way till Mania to get to it. So I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so that's all that's advertised for tonight's Monday Night Raw. If we go over to SmackDown, not much is announced ahead of time. There's not too much to know yet about what will take place on the Pro. Uh, look out for our preview show on Thursday or Friday if more should be announced for Friday night show, and we haven't addressed it here. We will probably do another preview show specifically for Friday Night SmackDown. All we have so far is both the men's and the women's United States Championship will be on the line. Nakamura will be taking on LA Knight, and Chelsea Green does not have an announced opponent yet. LA Knight and Shinsuke Nakamura been going back and forth for a while. Nakamura beat LA Knight for the championship that he now holds, but he keeps interfering and interacting and attacking LA Knight. I'm not really understanding the whole thing. Like, it seems like he beat him, just leave him alone. But now LA Knight is coming after him, and this is throw up because I like LA Knight. I really do. I've liked him way back TNA Eli Drake, NWA Eli Drake. The Shoes of a Champion promo is one of my favorite promos of all time. Just absolutely hilarious and so amazing. LA Knight is such a charismatic guy, and I don't know, he's just good at what he does. Um, but so is Nakamura. Nakamura is good. I know his English isn't very well. He doesn't come off very charismatic to an English speaking an audience. They do a lot of the translation stuff with him now, which is really cool. I think that's what they should have been doing, and that's what they should do for a lot of their competitors who don't speak English as a first language. Let them just talk in their native language and put up, uh, captions or you know, the interpretation. It'll make them come off so much more natural, and I think it'll give them like a better thing. But Nakamura, of course, has a legacy to him, and he's deserved this push for a while. He's only just gotten the title, so I don't think he loses it back here, but I definitely think LA Knight should have the title, but I also think Nakamura should have it. So I don't know. I don't know where I stand. Both characters are some of my favorites, and both I think deserve it. This feud they have going on, if they just dropped it back and forth, we haven't seen like a title blood feud in a long time where two people just keep dropping the title back and forth to each other in like a year-long span. This would be good, I think, for the title itself and um, and for their characters. I think it'll be a good story. I think it'll get people invested, but I don't know that that's where they're going. Also, Chelsea Green is scheduled for a match, but doesn't have any opponent listed. That match will still be in Canada, her home country, but it will not be at the Toronto-based Elimination Chamber Premium Live event. Okay, so that's all we have um, at the moment for Friday Night SmackDown. If we go to the Elimination Chamber, we have the two Elimination Chamber matches, one for the men and one for the women. We will save. I will talk about those in just a minute after we go through the single matches that have been um, advertised. Starting with the unsanctioned match between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Kevin Owens has been a loose cannon with everybody, like since the Bloodline storyline to the new Bloodline storyline till now after the new Bloodline storyline. He just seems to have a bunch of problems with anybody who runs or finds formation with the Bloodline. Um, so in KO and Sammy Sammy seemed to be on KO's side going into the ladder match for the titles on February 1st, but KO loses the match after an Alabama slam through a ladder, which Sammy didn't stop from happening. I guess is a storyline is that Sammy could have stopped him from doing that, but didn't, um, because he was ringside at the moment. The following week, Sammy had a qualifying match with Punk for the Elimination Chamber, which Zayn lost to Punk. Post match, Kevin Owens came out and beat up Sami Zayn, hit him with the package pile driver, injuring his neck. And since then, Sammy has not technically been cleared to wrestle. He's technically not cleared to wrestle still. So that's why this match has to be an unsanctioned match where WWE is just going to wash their hands with it and say, hey, we'll supply the ring and stuff, but this match isn't under our banner. We have no responsibility in anything that happens. I mean, all of the stuff that's going on right now is really hard to call. I think Sami Zayn deserves to win this match after everything that's happened. The really weird video that Kevin took right outside his house that was aired on Friday Night SmackDown. Um, I mean, yeah, the underdog from the underground, Sami Zayn, he's gonna come back and win. But I also feel like the, the way the character arc with Kevin Owens has been going, uh, you make him keep up his domination. Like he's injuring people, he's hurting people, and you don't make him lose here. So, but I think Sammy winning would, excuse me, definitely get more of the crowd. Um, would get more of a pop. I think Kevin Owens winning would get just as much heat, which I guess is the same thing. But if Sammy wins, where does his storyline go from the win? Uh, if Kevin Owens wins, he can continue on the path that he's already on. Sami Zayn doesn't really have a path at the moment. He's mixed in with the bloodline sometimes. He's running doing the solo stuff. He won the IC belt for a little while, I think. Um, but he definitely doesn't have like a projected direction. He's just there. Kevin Owens has this character arc that shows him being a just like on a clear path of domination, and I think that's probably going to continue. I don't think it should stop now. It's just how I feel. Okay. Next, there's a women's tag match between Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus and Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. Tiffany's been feuding with Jax for a minute now since losing the title to Tiffany via Money in the Bank cash-in. Somehow Trish becomes involved to help with the lopsided tables that Nia has because she has Candice LeRae to help her. This caused Trish to get involved and then decide to team up with Tiffany for a match with Nia and Candice at the Elimination Chamber event. Trish is only involved, of course, because she's a Canadian who will draw for the card. Uh, which, if you go back to what we were saying about Chelsea Green in yesterday's yesterday's video and even earlier in today's video, um, she only gets a match on the SmackDown prior to the Chamber event. Last week, Trish came out to try to help Tiffany, and they both got beaten up and annihilated at the same time. The move itself didn't look great, but it seemed to cement that there's definitely gonna be a lot of hostility between the two teams. Um, I don't see. I mean, Tiffany and Trish are gonna win the match. I think Tiffany's gonna win. I don't think Trish will. I definitely don't see Trish losing the match, based on the fact that they are going to be in Canada, where Trish is from. Okay, so next we have. I'm sorry, excuse me for my voice sounding so messed up. My throat hurts a little bit today, and I don't know what's going on. The women's elimination chamber match, which has Liv Morgan, Bayley, Alexa Bliss, Naomi, Bianca Belair, and Roxanne Perez. There's not really much of a storyline for this match in and of itself. It's just a mishmatch lineup, and as I said earlier, I think this is where the breakdown between Naomi and Bianca happens, or at least starts. I think it'll start here. Liv Morgan and Bayley have both been champions in the last year, so I don't see either one of them really coming out of this. Bianca Belair and Naomi both have the tag team titles as of right now. Roxanne Perez seems like a little bit of an outside bet. I wouldn't see her winning, but with Alexa Bliss and the new deal she signed and all the stuff they're teasing for her being with the Wyatt Six and stuff, I definitely see Alexa Bliss winning this. She would be my pick to win this match. And the one I like the best out of all of them anyway. Liv Morgan in the ring with Alexa Bliss would be a lot of fun to see. We have the men's EC match between John Cena, Logan Paul, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Damian Priest, and Drew McIntyre. Just like the women's match, there's not a whole bunch of story into the match itself. Um, Hopefully, we'll get some kind of storyline built tonight on Raw when all the competitors meet in the ring. But as I said earlier, that's probably just gonna turn into a big fallout where they all brawl as it and as it always does. But you have John Cena, Logan Paul, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Damian Priest, and Drew McIntyre. Um, I definitely don't think you make Logan Paul win a WrestleMania main event for the title. He's still too new. I still think a lot. There's too many people that don't like him for him to get a title shot this soon. Damian Priest just had the title. Seth Rollins had it before him. CM Punk and Cena. Uh, you either give this to CM Punk so he finally gets the WrestleMania main event that he's been talking about for years, um, which is a good. I mean, it's a good pull for CM Punk. Even though I don't really like him that much anymore, uh, he still has a fan base and he still draws a lot. There's a lot of people that follow him, and his character at least seems to be doing better. It's not as much of a you know jerk that he once was. And John Cena winning is hit and miss because if you see John Cena winning and getting the main event at WrestleMania, then you probably see him winning the title there and getting his record-breaking run. Um, I don't I don't see that as a good story because this year is his last year, so all of the big um, special matches like the Royal Rumble, the Elimination Chamber, the Money in the Bank, the Survivor Series, he's going to want to be part of all of those matches so he could say, I did my last this, I did my last that. Um, so if he wins Elimination Chamber and goes to WrestleMania and gets the title, technically he won't be involved in the Money in the Bank match, which I think they will want to make Cena part of. He's going to be part of every premium live event this year. So and he's probably going to be in the big multi-man matches or the special match of the night. And I think Money in the Bank is where you see Cena win it because then he can come out and win his title at an opportune moment, and people won't be like, "Oh, well, he's old, he's never gonna win," or he can't beat the young bigger guy. Or I think it'll be a way for him to kind of cheat away to his record-breaking title win. Unless, of course, John Cena does what he does and decides not to cash it in last minute and actually uses it to schedule a match ahead of time, which I think they've done a couple times. Or you give it to Drew because Drew has been, in this weird place where he's had the title, but it wasn't the right timing. Nobody saw it. He finally got the title in front of people, only held it for 5 minutes. You can show that his passion and his desire and his drive are actually going to drive him into accomplishing what he sets out to accomplish, man. Um, all in all, it would be a lot of fun. I don't think I can call a winner. If I had to pick somebody, I think I would have to say CM Punk, even though I don't want him to win. I just think that it best plays for the stories that are going out. CM Punk is finally going to get his WrestleMania main event, and it's going to happen this year because he wins the Elimination Chamber to earn the spot. Um. Okay, and I guess that's it. That's all we have advertised for this week in the wrestling. Um, Monday Night Raw just started, so I'm gonna try to get this video out. Um, Hopefully, see you guys later in the week. Like I said, we got a predictions video coming up that's gonna determine the channel's first champion. Um, we got other previews and reviews. We're gonna have original programming with topics on wrestling and sports entertainment. Um, so thanks for watching our channel. Go like the video. Also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to get notified every time we go live with a new video. We will be doing a live stream with live reactions for the Elimination Chamber match. So if you tune in to the channel during the Elimination Chamber this weekend, we will be live streaming it. Sometimes it's just me and Casey. Sometimes it's me and Casey and my son Enzo Amore. Sometimes we have some friends by. Sometimes they get on camera. Sometimes they don't. Um, but we usually have a thing here at the house that like we invite friends and people to, and they get to be on our live streams when we do that. It's a lot of fun. Please do share and subscribe. We really need your support to get this train moving, and we appreciate everything that you guys are doing for us. Once again, don't forget our sponsor, CapGo Championship Belts, for all your needs, any kind of merchandise you want, anything that they sell on the WWE um, shop, he can make it. These gorgeous titles, all of these vests, this flag behind me, which of course is not on WWE shop. He's a great guy and he does great business. So go check him out. All of his information will be on our end screen. And once again, you know, thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for supporting us. Until we meet again, just remember we the ones.